Welcome to the third video on UDK scripting for newbies. What I'm going to do is I'm right here in the actor class inside UDK3, and this is the content browser here. And if I click on the actor class, I'm there. And what I'd like to show you is something about classes. Now, all of these are part of what they call the actor class right up here. If I look down here, I see different categories. There's common, cover, crowd, decal, fueled, and so on. One of the things I want to look at is I want to look at the one here that says uncategorized. Let me move this up here so you can see it. Go here to uncategorized, and I open it. And when I open uncategorized, a bunch of stuff comes up. Of particular importance, I want you to look at note. Notice that note does not have a plus sign by it. Note sits there by itself. Okay, there's nothing else under it. Like, for example, you see image reflection. You see a plus sign there. If I click on that, there's another class that's under image reflection. What that means is this, is that a class such as image reflection contains all kinds of code that you and I don't have to look at, but the code works. What is happening here with image reflection scene capture is that this is another class that's inheriting all of the code from here. So the advantage of that is that I can create a new class that uses a bunch of code that I don't have to know anything about, and then add my own code to it and make it even more powerful. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here to note, and we're going to create another class, a subclass with note. We're going to use all the stuff that's in note and then create our own class and add some stuff to it. So that's what we're going to be looking at next. Okay, here we are back in the Explorer++ in my directory structure. And if you recall from the last video, what we did is that we added a new folder called My Scripts, and then in that we put classes. And we had nothing inside here. What I've done is I've pre-typed ahead of time, just using Notepad. I pre-typed another class called MyNote. And all I had to do was right-click on this and come to New, and then come to Text Document, and then type that in and just give the extension .uc. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to right-click on, actually I can double-click on it, and when I double-click on it, it opens up, and this is what I have on the inside. I have class, which is the key word, MyNote, that's what I named this right here, MyNote, extends note. Now remember, note is what we saw inside UDK3, and this ends with a semicolon. What I've added, I'm adding a variable of a type string. A string is just a bunch of keyboard characters. Notice what I'm putting after it. I'm putting this after it, the parentheses. And notice what I'm saying, this is my special string. Okay, and I ended it in the semicolon here. This part right here tells me the data type that my new variable, my string, is going to be. My string is going to be of data type string. The two forward slashes here means that a comment follows. So this really, the program really doesn't do anything with this. This is just for me. But in UDK3, you'll see that it does do something for me. So that's what I wanted in there. So with that said, I'm just going to make sure that I save this, and then I'm going to close it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into UDK3, and I'm going to fire it up again. And I'm going to come over here, and there's my editor. I'm double clicking, and now I get this message. It says scripts are outdated. Would you like to rebuild now? And I'll put yes. And then when I do that, this magical window comes up, and it says I have a success. Hooray! And that's what I wanted to see. So is this part right here. Success. There was no errors, no warnings. I close it. I have to close this window now because UDK didn't come up. And then I double click on my UDK icon to have it come up again. This time it's coming up for real. Okay. Now we're going to see what's different from what we had before. Okay. So I'm coming here, and here are I'm in my classes, my actor classes here, and I'm going to come down to exactly where I did before and look at note. And as I come down here looking at note, I look at uncategorized. And remember, note did not have a plus sign before. What do I see now? Now note has a plus sign. And when I open it, there's my note. That's the class I just created, which is a child, a subclass of note. Remember, that's what I said. I said extend notes. Well, let's see what's in note. And I'm going to come over here and right click, and it's going to say, well, what do you want to do? And I'm going to say I want to add note here, and that's what I've done. I've added note here. You might not be able to see it too well. Let me close this down, and let me bring this over here so that you can see it. It's being a little bit awkward here. There it is. There's the note that I've added. I'm going to right click on it and go to whoops, that's player start. I don't want that. I want this guy here. Right click and get note properties. And then when I look at note properties, this is what I see. I see note and text. Okay, that's it. That's for note. Now I'm going to look at my note. All right, close this guy here. I'm coming up here and I'm going to open the classes again. And I've done that. And now I'm going to click on my note. Okay, when I do that, I can close this out. Come over here now and right click and put, let's see, where is it? Add my note here. Okay, and there's my note. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on my note and look at my note properties. Now notice what's different here. Now I have my note and my string. I didn't have that on note before. This is what I added, was in my note. My note is my new class, and my string was my new variable. That's my string variable. And notice that if I scroll over it with my mouse, it says this is my special string. Well, this is my special string. That's the comment I put there. So what you saw is that you created a new class from an existing class. You added a new variable called myString, and you made a comment so that the comment could be seen. And now I can put something in there from the keyboard. I can put hello UDK, like that. Okay, that's our first introduction to coding with the UDK3 development system. And as I close this out, I can say that I want to thank you for watching. I don't need to say that, dude. Thank you for watching.